Okay, so I'm gonna say it. I think Lifeline needs some type of buff. Now, of course, she's not as popular as the new legends that are coming out, and naturally, she's gonna be pushed out of the meta a bit. But of course, she doesn't have to be directly in the meta. But right now, she's under the meta. That's how I feel. So I have a buff idea for Lifeline, and I feel like for the most part, people will think this sounds okay. Now, I'm not a Lifeline main, so there's no hidden agenda. I mainly play Caustic, so of course I'd have no reason to even present this buff. So my buff idea is a simple one. Now, I think the shield should come back. Now, before everyone attacks me straight away, this is my idea. So the shield should come back, but it should have a cooldown. So maybe, let's say 30 seconds. Now, of course, in game people can test it, but 30 seconds. Let's use that as an example. So then, when you revive your teammate, the old shield will come back, the big blue one that everyone either loves or hates. Now, once that person gets knocked, and then you go to revive them again, it should be like the Lifeline revive that we have now, where the drone picks them up and Lifeline is free to do what she wants. And say if your teammate keeps getting knocked after that, and you're playing Lifeline, you just keep reviving them, it'll be the same as it is now, so the drone will pick them up. Now, until that 30 seconds comes, once that's finished, then the blue shield will appear again. And maybe you can have like an internal cooldown on the side so the person knows. Now, I feel like the main reason Lifeline was pretty much at the top before is because that blue shield was spammable, okay? You could just keep reviving them, and it didn't matter how many times you knocked them, you could just keep doing the same thing. Now, the reason I don't think this will be OP is because I remember Kings Canyon ranked, okay? Now, often a person would get knocked out in the open. The Lifeline would then risk their life just to get their teammate up. And it has that shield, so it offers protection for your teammate and yourself. Now, if someone gets knocked in the open as Lifeline, I'm sorry, there's no incentive for me to run out there in the open to pick you up. That person's basically dead and you're pretty much going to die. Whereas before, there was an incentive to do that, and often you could get away with it. Now, the reason with this change I feel like you won't be able to get away with it is because, once again, people often they will focus fire the person that's getting revived, okay? You can see a shield up, and as soon as it's happened plenty of times, me and my mate, we did a little countdown. I remember when the shield would come up, we knew the timing, and we all focus fire the person that got knocked. And of course the person was weak, so they get knocked again, but the Lifeline could just keep picking them up, which is why everyone had a problem with it, and it was so strong. So I feel like now people will do the same thing, okay? The shield's there, they'll focus fire the person that gets knocked, and then if the Lifeline wants to get the person up, they have to make that decision now, okay? Do I pick the person up or do I run away? And especially if it's in the open, then they're just going to run away or take one for the team, especially if it's ranked. I mean, RP and that. So yeah, I feel like for the most part it'll be false hope for the person that's knocked, because you'll see the shield and then you're just going to get knocked again, and then pretty much you're going to die again, but it's still a better line of defense than how it is now. And I would say it's still a buff because, yeah, it provides cover for you and your teammates. And also, people are forgetting there's times where it slows you down. Like, I'm thinking of ranked mainly, where you just want to wipe this squad quickly, get their loot, and then defend against third parties. Now, if you knock someone and you see the Lifeline shield, that will slow you down. You're thinking, okay, maybe let me just wait where I am. We don't need to rush that. And that's still a buff in itself, to be honest. So hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully you guys think this is a good buff. It's nothing crazy, but come on, like, I don't play Lifeline, but the thing is, when I have played her, if someone gets knocked now, especially in the open, there's no point me going over there. I'm sorry, you can say it's being a great teammate, but it's like I'm just gonna die. Whereas when I play Caustic, I throw my gas trap, provide a little bit of cover. Well, the gas density is kind of rubbish now, but still, it's something there. At this point, Gibby is a better medic. Okay, so now, what do you guys think of the buff idea? I think it's a good idea because the person gets knocked, one shield pops up, okay? After that, if I revive him again, the drone does it automatically with no shield until 30 seconds. So it's not spammable, and the person's still vulnerable on the ground. And Lifeline's not getting a free shield every few seconds. So I don't see it as having a downside, to be honest. I mean, the only downside I can even think of, which some people said before Lifeline got a nerf, was that the shield baits you out. But to be honest, I'm sorry, I'd rather have a shield there than, me getting revived in the open. And sometimes you don't even know who's looking. Like, someone could be there with a sniper just seeing you out in the open and they just hit you. So the shield is always the way to go, I think, with Lifeline.